Our intermission at Mariucci Arena continues. The Golden Gophers, with the only 2 goals of the second period, have a 2-1 lead over the Bulldogs from Duluth. And it's one of those unusual games where you get a team that is dominating so much, to score just doesn't seem to want to tell the story.
Well, good goaltending once again is a reason for that, and you just keep trying, you keep taking those shots, doing whatever you have to do, and finally the Gophers put something in, but they've had their hands full in periods number 1 and 2 with the Bulldogs.
I don't think we're going to say nearly enough for the game that Jeff Nielsen is having again. He was just super last weekend, particularly in the Saturday game against Northern Michigan. He is just dominating again tonight.
Well, once again, a defensive player of the week in the WCHA action. It isn't just the defensive part of the game he does so well, it's the offensive part as well. He can put the puck in the net and make a lot of things happen.
Hard-nosed bugger, too, isn't he?
Yeah, sure is.
He is. Let's take a look at our 2-period summary brought to you by Mystic Lake Casinos. Look at the edge in shots, 33-6. It was 15-2 in the second period alone. Heavy edge and penalties towards the Bulldogs. The Gophers 1 for 6 in the power play. They're in the midst of their 7. And as you break down their 11.5 minutes of power play time, they've had 12 shots on goal. It's a pretty good number. Only 1 shot on goal for Duluth, and there are 4 minutes of manpower advantage. The Golden Gophers' first goal of the period came about midway through as Jeff Nielsen converted on a rebound.
Well, a lot of extra work here done also by Nick Checo. Had the puck here initially, and you can see he gets knocked down, but he still gets the puck back out to Woog, who's able to get it, takes a little shot, but it goes off of Lenzik right over to Nielsen, who's staying there. You notice he's not going to the puck. He's letting the puck come to him, and that's important. And all of a sudden, if you get too many guys trying to go towards it, you can throw a blanket over everybody. You've got to open up a little bit, wait for those opportunities. They'll get there, and when they do, put it away, and he does just that.
Nielsen's regular line mates had already gone to the bench. He says, you know, I like these guys. I think I'll stay out with them. I like the way they play, and they set him up nicely at 8:52 for his 17th. Then Dan Treble, the other defensive player of the week in the last 2 weeks, scores on this power play goal. What a beautiful shot.
It's a patented play. It's from the corner to the defense to the other defense, and he just puts it away. But look at the action in front. When you don't have the puck, make something happen, and that's what the Gophers are doing right here. But Danny Treble come in and watch the weight transfers to that front foot. Look at the effort he puts into it. He's right down on top of it. And 6'2", about 210 pounds, and with the equivalent on 230 pounds, you can bet that he got everything into it, and he was beaten cleanly. But DT doing a great job in front of that net as well.
His first of the season means Bianchi getting the assist on that power play goal. Bianchi, to say that he paid the price for that assist is a gross understatement. The word on him is that he has a partial shoulder separation. You know, he buggered up that shoulder a couple of times last weekend, but that's the latest word we have on Tony Bianchi. Doubtful that he'll be back in. So as the teams get ready to make their way out of their dressing rooms, down the runways, and onto the ice, we'll get ready for our third period face-off here on Midwest Sports Channel.
They told Columbus the world was flat. They told Einstein he was a lunatic. They told the Wright brothers man would never fly. These men didn't follow the crowd, and if they were alive today, would drink Pig's Eye Pilsner beer. Why follow the crowd and order the no-brain beers? Be your own person. Next time, enjoy one of the world's finest beers, Pig's Eye Pilsner. It's brewed in the old world style using the finest ingredients and a water source over 37,000 years old. From Minnesota Brewing Company, St. Paul, Minnesota.
It's on now, United Store's biggest clearance sale of the year. It's a dot sale that gives you gigantic savings ranging from 20 to 50% on all winter merchandise, including jackets, ski pants and snowmobile suits, flannels and chamois, sweaters and shirts, winter boots, and rubber duck shoes. Remember, when you buy Lee & Levi jeans, you can buy the second pair of equal or lesser value at half price. If you can wear it for the outdoors, it's on sale now at United Stores.
When it comes to trucks, you've heard a lot about one saying they're like a rock, and another one saying the rules have changed. Well, that's just dandy if you like sitting still like a rock. And wouldn't it be nice if you could change the rules in any game you weren't winning? Well, if you just want the best truck money can buy, the truck that thousands have invested in 17 years in a row, your local Ford dealer's got it. The Ford F-Series, the best-selling truck in America. Again, seems like the rules have not changed.
Golden Gophers up 2-1 over the Bulldogs with 20 minutes of regulation time left to go, and I don't think we have to play the remaining 20 minutes to let you know that tomorrow's game ought to be much the same. The rivalry will continue at 1 o'clock Sunday afternoon at Mariucci Arena. Gophers and Bulldogs do it again on Midwest Sports Channel. And a half hour before the game, you can visit with Coach Doug Woog, as the Woog Show comes to you 30 minutes before each game, and you'll get a bit more insight into his feelings on the Chris McAlpine situation. Chris out tonight, I should say this afternoon, and tomorrow afternoon as well. Well, the 1994 NCAA Hockey Championship returns to the St. Paul Civic Center on March 31st and April 2nd this year. There are fewer than 2,000 reserved seats remaining. So order yours today by calling the Gopher Athletic Ticket Office at 624-8080, 624-8080. Going to be a sellout before they open the doors again. Should be a great event. Not the conference championship, but the big one, the big dance this year.
Well, a lot of problems in that crease area where goaltender Jeff Callan will be supporting. That's because of all the action in period number 2 with the skates in there and everything else. So they're doing some repair work there right now. But Minnesota coming out here, the Gophers against the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs trail by 1 in a game that they haven't seen a lot of action. Just 6 shots by the Bulldogs, 33 by the Gophers, and that's one thing they have got to do something here in this third period if they're going to stay in the contest at all, because the Gophers, I think, are pretty well established that they want to have a good start here and see if they get something on track in period number 3.
So the officials check with both goaltenders and goal judges at either end. 50 seconds of power play remaining with the high sticking penalty to Aldoff. There's a look at the scoreboard clock. So with the man advantage, the Gophers control. Bobby Dustin again taking Bianchi's spot between Nielsen and Dietzig. Lenzik puts it over the glass and out of play. There was a time when that was an automatic penalty if it didn't touch the glass, but now it's just souvenir time. Or did he drop it? I heard the students chanting Civ. I have a feeling he dropped it with a fumble in there.
Well, somebody's got it anyway.
Dustin ready now again. Do you think did they plan that out when they put the student section behind the visiting goalie twice?
What do you think?
I guess they did. Larson driving it around. It's tipped out of the zone by Marinucci. Back behind the net, Callanan leaves it for Means. And the power play, they move it to center. This is Dietzig. Whips it across for Eric Means. And now he's ready. In deep, Nielsen. Cross to Treble. Whoops, stand on it. Ozak has some trouble. Dustin holding the zone, keeps Dietzig alive. Now Nielsen, penalty is over. They center it, and the pass was behind Dustin. Aldoff is on. Treble gets it to the corner again. Here's Dustin, and it was chopped off his stick. Dietzig and Marinucci now behind the net. Dietzig gets it free to Nielsen. 5 skaters aside. 2-1, Minnesota leads. Marinucci trying to spin free with a loose puck to Rod Miller, and he leads the Bulldogs to center. Aldoff tipping it down. And Callanan leaves it for Dan Treble. Both teams making changes. This hops off the stick of Jeff Larson, goes deep. Rosick behind the net. It was chopped away by McHugh. Larson couldn't tee it up. That's Dave Larson this time. And the Bulldogs work it to center ice for Caruso. He was tied up by Wasley. Now Wasley with the puck. Tried to slide it to Bonin, but it was broken up on the play by Petrov. Just underway in the third. Here's Fitzgerald. Trying to get around Twachtman. Centers in, a blast. That hard shot by Garrotti never made it to the net. Wasley now. Gets it to center ice, and Girardi's pass comes right back to him. Lays it up off the wall, gets it himself, wraps it in. And Callanan leaves it at the side of the net. Jet Fiebelkorn picks it up. This is Checo. Nick Checo to center. Nick breezing in, trying to get around Girardi. The Gophers make a change, and so no one's in the slot as he centers it. And back to Treble at center ice. Now over to Brink. Cross right to Checo. Splits the D and fired wide. What a great move. Fiebelkorn on the boards, but he's tied up. Woog in the corner. Here comes Fiebelkorn walking in. Lenzik knocked it away from him. Now Girardi playing it back to Morozic. And Morozic flips it off the wall to get it to center ice. And my mind is still replaying that move by Checo. What a dandy. Preble shoots it across. McHugh tries to get it out. They work at the center where it's knocked down by Kulik. And Brink goes back for it again. Brink behind the net. And he waits. Everyone goes to their designated spot. And there's the outlet pass to Preble. Out of Thiebelkorn. And it's shot in by John Hillman. Hendrickson goes after it. Aldoff is there first. And it rolls loose to the corner. A one-goal hockey game, but we don't have that kind of intensity right now.
Some sloppy playing going on right now.
Here's Hendrickson. He ran into the check of Adam Roy. And Aldoff back to get it again. Off to Roy again, number 24, a transfer student from Mankato State. Carries it in on the near side. Means picks up the loose puck. They work it across now to Zwackman. And from center ice, he shoots it in. Lenzik stopped it behind the net. There's been only one shot in this period. We've played a little more than 4 minutes. That by the Gophers. Here they come again. Nielsen reaching for it. Now he goes back with the puck. Centers it for Dietzick. Wadley to Nielsen. In traffic. Another save by Lenzik. And finally they skate it out. Oh, not all the way out. Dustin puts it right in the crease. Nielsen goes after it again. Dietzick under a pile in the slot. He just gets up. At the line, here's Brink playing it in deeper. Now a delayed penalty coming up out of that infraction in the corner. And it looks like a Minnesota penalty on the play. We'll tell you about it after this timeout on MSC.
Toyota reliability, no matter what the weather. That's the headline story.
Hey, I've got a choice. Especially in the cold, I always pick Toyotas to deliver. Hey, time is money. If a car doesn't start, I got trouble. With Toyotas, I've got no trouble.
And Toyota dealers have more good news. Right now, you can lease a new 94 Camry for a lower monthly lease payment than last year. That's the new 94 Camry with the added safety of dual airbags. That's standard. See your Toyota dealer today and stay tuned for more good news.
Well, a slashing penalty called against Jeff Nielsen back in the corner. Gophers coming up with some good opportunities, but Lenzik was once again there to keep the puck from going into the net. And in the ensuing play with the puck going to the corner, as Nielsen was trying to get to it, and I think the fans into it as well, a little bit of a slash, and that'll cause the Gophers to be shorthanded and the faceoff to be outside the Bulldog zone.
Only the third power play for the Dogs, and apparently we dropped the puck unfairly out at center ice. We'll need to do it again. Goldie patiently waiting as I think he's patiently. Understand that, Tom?
I always like to feed him. Or even brush his teeth.
Yeah. Take more than a handful of sunflower seeds, wouldn't it? Well, Marinucci and Dustin. Well, make that Bonin. Here comes the Bulldogs. Center. Larson shot it in. Preble wraps it loose behind the net. It takes a Minnesota bounce away from Brett Larson. It's back out at center ice. Rod Miller. Larson again. Duluth with a power play, and they need a goal to tie this one. Gophers 2, Bulldogs 1. Out to center ice, Marinucci stripped to the puck, nicely by Zwackman. Bonin brings it in, gets around Larson, and sends it in deep. And now here comes Miller to Chris Marinucci at center. Marinucci gets it in, and it's shot right back out by Thiebelkorn.
Good penalty killing by the Gophers right now, not allowing the Bulldogs to really get good possession of that puck, especially in that Gopher zone.
Now about a minute to go with the man advantage. Here's Marinucci again. Goes cross rink. Brought in by Caruso, who stops. And back to the near corner for Wu. And he clears it easily. Brett Larson going off on a change. He'll have to track down that puck now.
Well, yeah, when you got the power play, the Bulldogs should be able to read right away that he's going to shoot it around the boards, get to the boards. And no one really took the effort to get over there.
Here's Fitzgerald. Gets away from Sitlow. Sitlow finds it, shoots it. Callahan gets just enough crossbar. Wrapped out of the zone by McHugh and all the way down. Now Lenzik playing it out at center ice. Aldoff bringing it in as the Gophers change. LaFleur chasing him to the corner. Lost his stick. Now it goes to the far side for Fitzgerald. Sitlow comes out of the corner with it. LaFleur went down. It's centered. Aldoff fires. That's deflected by Dietzick and goes over top of the net. Here's Mrozik as Nielsen is about to step on. Fitzgerald played it to the side. Grabbed by Dietzick out at center ice for Nielsen. I don't think he can touch it. Whoa, they let him touch it and he fires it on. Now back to center ice. Here's Sitlow, and finally we're going to get a whistle, aren't we? Yeah, there's no way he should have been allowed to shoot that puck.
Remember one thing, that when the player comes out of the penalty box, he must go back into his own defensive zone before he can handle the puck once again. He came right out, and as the puck came off, he just picked it up in the fire zone, and so it should have been called on the offside call.
Well, Jeff says if you're going to blow the whistle, I'm going to shoot.
That's right.
Did.
Yep.
We'll show it to you. You'll see the pass come from out of the zone. He's already well out at center.
He just gets right into it too. You can see the quick wrist shot. Not a good shooting angle, but a lot of times you can overpower a goaltender. But Lenzik once again,
or catch him by surprise when he's expecting a whistle, you know. So the penalty boxes are empty, and we're 5 skaters aside. Dustin with Dietzick and Nielsen up front for Minnesota. And the Cicerello line is out there. Their fourth or checking line, if you will. Romfo on the left wing, Osmak on the right. Dietzick threw an elbow. He's going to get a penalty. That was a classic one, and Miller stunned, just now getting up. Here's Romfo trying to make a break to the net as Treble gets the puck. He pays the price as Osmak smacks him. So a power play coming up again for the Dogs, who trail by 1.
It's time to go play in the snow, because it's time for the annual Dakota Midwinter Blowout, featuring the mid-size Dodge Dakota 4x4 Club Cab and Dakota Sport. An available 220-horse Magnum V8 makes them real snow throwers. And prices start as low as $15,930 for Dakota Sport. Of course, each dealership negotiates its own prices. Our selection is big, but that won't last. So get to the annual Dakota Midwinter Blowout now, before your Dakota blows out of town. See your nearest Dodge dealer today.
Well, you talk about classic elbows. You're going to see one right here as Miller goes in to get the puck. Now watch Dietzick come in and watch that elbow. Bingo with that right one. And now Miller goes, and a good call by the officials. As the Gophers will be short-handed, they lead by 1 with the Bulldogs on their power play. This will be power play number 4 for them.
And it's an area where they need to get going here. They're only down by a goal, and a little zip could put them right back in this one.
They've been outshot 37-6 according to the scoreboard at this point.
So that means they have not had a shot in this period. And we played about a little over 7 minutes. They had a power play too, so they did not have a shot in that power play. Brett Larson shooting. Save made by Callahan. Marinucci on the rebound. And finally it's kicked out of there. Ryan Caruso has it. Caruso, number 25, is a big guy. He's 6'2" and 225 from Thunder Bay. Nearly tipped it in there. He is parking himself like a tree in front of that. Brett Larson, slap shot. Never reached the target. McHugh gets it. Short-handed, skates it to center. Had a teammate breaking it, was Bonin, but they couldn't thread the pass to him. Now Caruso, but he loses it to Bonin. McHugh and Miller are still locked up back at the blue line. And now it's sent to center ice by Zwackman. Here comes Rod Aldoff. 1:12 to go on the power play. Aldoff behind the net. Works it to the far point. Sends it in front for Caruso. What a save by Callahan. And now a goal on the rebound. And the Dogs have tied it at 2. That was a great save. But that rebound could not be cleared. And this is a 2-2 game.
Well, once again, you go for the net, and it's going to be Caruso who comes up with the goal. But you'll watch initially as Aldoff has the puck right here. He comes around, he holds control of the puck. It bounces a little bit on him right here, but he stays with it. All of a sudden now, he's looking, where am I going to put with it? Who's open? He puts it back towards the net. And look at that. deflection also coming right at the stick of Caruso, but Caruso stays in top of it, and finally, as the Gophers unable to clear that rebound, Caruso on the second shot scores his second goal of the game.
By and large this year, clearing rebounds has not been a problem for the Minnesota defense, but there it was. Caruso tucks in his fourth, and it ties this game at 2. From behind the net, they work it to the near side for Jeff Nielsen. To Bobby Dustin. Dustin trying to get around Mrozik, won't go, but he gets the loose puck. Played it to the line. LaFleur sends it right on. Lenzik the save, and in the battle, Nielsen comes away with it. But then Mrozik takes it away. It's cleared, not out. LaFleur slips it down deep. Nielsen in front for Dietzick. And an easy save by Lenzik, and he steers it away to Osmak. Out to center. Drop pass for Cicerella, who fires. That hit LaFleur, then they shovel it in deep. Raffo trying to get loose. He goes down. Right with him is Wood. Now everybody is just locked up with one another. Wood finally. And off the wall to center. Checo breaking in. Stops. Centers it. Bibelkorn in deep. Centers it. That's off the skate. Brink shooting. Way high. And now treble. Dan Wood. They leave him alone, so he fires it in front and hits the skate, and the rebound is stopped as Bibelkorn was robbed from 5 feet away. Now Bibelkorn centers it, and it gets away from Checo. Roy tries to get it out of the zone and does. Bibelkorn with the loose puck, hits the Duluth line and fires. That's high, bounces in front, and Taras Lenzik has to play it away, otherwise be penalized, and it's shot down. The icing waved off. Here's Kulik, and now we do get a whistle.
You know what? I think they're a little bit confused as to what's going on here, but they're going to call that as an icing call and bring it, I believe, back into the Bulldog zone right now. There was some question because it was close to the defenseman who was on that side. And as they let it go, then they finally realized, hey, guys, it should have been an icing call, so they will bring it down. And Coach Mike Surdich not very happy about the play right now. You watch right here, Danny Wu coming, taking the shot across. Now watch it go off the skate of Bibelkorn. He gets it right back, but also who's there? Lenzik once again, as he's able to make the second consecutive save. And
you know, last week it was Duluth that was firing all the pellets at Alaska Anchorage. They had over 70 attempts in each of their 2 games. In each game, now the tables are turned. They only have 12 shots on goal. The Gophers have 40. We've got 10 minutes to play.
The frustration also comes to the players. The Gophers have been trying and trying, but you have to look at the Bulldogs too. They just battled back here into this period. Now they're having a better opportunity. You look at the players from last year that they lost and how important those points were. It's a lot of points on the part of Derek Plant right there. But the Bulldogs right now got to look, hey guys, we're in this game. We're tied at 2 apiece. We're on the road. We haven't played that well. Our netminder has, but we're still tied, so let's see if we can do something with it.
Losing Hauer and Roloff, too. They lost some stability back on defense. Now they're going to toss McHugh. Dave Larson comes in. Halfway through the third in a game that's tied at 2. Here's Girardi. Now Dave Larson gets it free. Larson taken out neatly by Jason Girardi. He, like Caruso, is from Thunder Bay. Miller now to center. Head for Sitlow doesn't work. Zwackman gets it back out. Now taken away by Sitlow again. Marinucci stumbles and goes down. They elect to dump it in. Now Wasley back to get it. Charlie Wasley turns aside. Out to center ice for Bonin. Bonin bringing it in. Stop, waits, shoots. It goes into the corner. Mrozik has it. He's had a good third period for Duluth. Freshman from Cloquet brings it in. Wraps it past treble in deep. Sitlow puts it in the crease, taken away by McHugh, who's tripped. Penalty coming up on Marinucci, no doubt about that one. And so a power play coming up for the Gophers and a chance to regain the lead.
You want top quality work at the best possible prices. We understand that. At Mr. Tire, we'll work hard to keep your car on the road.
At Mr. Tire, we sell only the best automotive products made.
Mr. Tire Mechanics, do it right the first time.
When your products and people are the best, it's easy to offer the best warranties in the business.
So we do.
With 33 Mr. Tire locations, there's one nearby. Try us.
Justin McHugh cuts in tight to the net right here, and that allows Marinucci have to come in from behind. You can just see him put the stick into the legs and pull down. And so he will pick up a 2-minute penalty. You'll see if there's any additional penalties being called.
Yeah, Tom, he got an extra 10. Yep. He got an extra misconduct penalty. I think he slammed his stick on the wall as he went in. And that effectively takes him out of the game. There's only 9:05 to play. He's your only point man. He's your only guy getting any points.
Right, but he has not been that effective in today's game because the Gophers have really shut him down. But even so, when you have 41 points on the season as he has, those are the players you count on in the tough situations. They have to go without him right now. He's out for the remainder of the game unless we go into overtime.
Yep. And the way Terrace Lenzik has been playing, that's not out of the realm of possibility either. So they'll need someone to get in there to serve the minor penalty for Marinucci, and a lot of pressure will go on that guy. Terrace Lenzik, a sophomore from Saskatchewan.
Well, we got a moment to tell you about a big game tomorrow night as well as being here, but the North Star alumni team has got a game tomorrow at the Eden Prairie Arena coming at 3 o'clock, and the likes of Bobby Smith and Aaron Broughton and Brad Maxwell and Tim Young. I think Reed Larson's going to be there as well, and that will benefit the Youth Hockey Association in Eden Prairie.
Well, the debate now as to why he gave him an extra 10, and you're looking there at Mike Schmidt explaining things over to Mike Surdich.
You notice there's quite a distance between the two as they're talking too. I think he was asking, can I go and serve the penalty, or does it have to be?
There's a look at the breakdown on shots. Look at them by period for Duluth. 4, 2, and 6 to get us 12. And the Gophers in double digits for the first two.
They have more shots in the first half of this period than they had in the first two periods.
So it's a power play in a 2-2 game. And right from the draw, and shot all the way down by Aldoff. Jeff Callanan leaves it behind the net. Means is there to leave it. Dustin goes back for it. Now to the near side. Here comes Dustin. He's working up front along with Nielsen and Dietzig. And it's wrapped away from Treble. Nice play by Corey Osmak, forcing Dan Treble back to get the puck. Treble kicks it along on the wall and then drops it back for Eric Meads, and the crowd imploring the Gophers to get this power play going. Out at center, Dietzig, shooting it in. Behind the net, driven around by Brett Larson, blocked by Treble again. Dietzig, Treble, at the side, it's off the skate of Dustin. Now Nielsen. Means at the blue line. Nielsen again. It's away from Osmak, gets it to Means for a one-timer. That hit Dietzig. Caught up in his jersey, and just as it drops, they get the whistle. And thought the referee should have been more patient, I guess.
Well, they're going to also signal the penalty come outside the blue line. That's a big loss to Minnesota because they had the zone there.
Yeah, that's right, because it was in his jersey.
It was caught in his jersey, and he's the reason for the stoppage of play. And I think he was trying to play the game a little bit, hoping to get people to move and then drop it down. You watch right here, and he's also being held back down. So check it all. So, boom, there it is.
Maybe that last hit by Osmak caused that little touch of blood that we saw on the bridge of Joe's nose. I wouldn't be surprised at all. He is playing a tough brand of hockey, and this is his senior year.
Well, he's really employed the physical part of his game in front of that net area, and that's what he has to do. That's when he's the most effective.
At center ice, here's Treble shooting it in. Still 40 seconds left in the power play. That minor penalty to Marinucci, which Fedorenko is serving. Bulldogs shorthanded, working it out center ice, but no further than the line. Woog back across to Brink. Sitlow pressing him. Here's Treble. 7.5 left in regulation. We're tied at 2. In the slot for Woog. He spun around and it's loose in the slot again. Lenzik way out to play it. He says, I'll get it all the way down. And that might wipe out the minor penalty. And Woog back to get it. Just 5 seconds remaining, and then we'll be at equal strength. Here's Woog at center ice. Waiting. They bring it in. And Woog once more. Wrapped away from the slot by Mrozik, and Zwackman goes back to get it. Now LaFleur. And in the corner to Mrozik again. Launches one, blocked by LaFleur. And taken away by Sitlow once more. And he shoots it down. Could be icing here. And there is. 6:35 to go in regulation.
Yeah, this is where both players from the respective teams realize the importance of one more shift each. And the Gophers, there has to be some frustration there in the part because they have not been able to beat the goaltender very well. But I don't think there's any question how well that Terrence Lenzik has played in this game and who's been the important factor between these two clubs.
So Bobby Dustin will get ready for the face-off. This top line, what with all the power plays, and the Gophers have had 8. Top line has seen a lot of ice time. Draw to Duluth. Brett Larson back behind the net, number 18. Played his high school hockey at Denfeld. Now Dietzig brings it in. He's got Nielsen. Shoots one. It's deflected wide. I think the defenseman Larson got his stick on it at the last second. Now Caracas, who has Duluth's first goal, carries it to center. In collision, the puck comes free, and it's played to the side of the net. Off the near wall, Dustin. Nielsen now at center. He has one of the 2 Minnesota goals. Hangs onto it and shoots. It deflects and goes into Zamboni heaven. And we get a stoppage.
Now 5:54 to go in the period right now. We're tied at 2 apiece, and players, I think we've talked about the rivalry that exists between the Gophers and the Bulldogs for many, many years. I think we're seeing that type of intensity here as well. We've had a lot of little grabs and little holes and things like that, and of course a lot of the players want to show that they are on the best team that they feel, and a lot of the Bulldogs perhaps feel that maybe that they have the better team right now, and I think they're starting to play a little bit better than they did those first 2 periods.
Brian Bonnet at center ice, kicking it ahead, gets the loose puck, lets it go, and it was blocked by Mrozik. McHugh. Treble heads for the net. There, the centering pass just beyond his reach. Larson in front for McHugh. There's a stick behind the net, and it belongs to Aldoff, the defenseman. Here's McHugh. Spins to get free. Takes it deep and centers it, but Sitlow is back to break it up. Now Bonnet again. And in the corner, it comes loose. Treble trying to hold the zone. Sitlow breaks to center. 5 left in regulation. They stay onside. Lets a shot go wide. And Fedorenko's shot, he couldn't tee it up. Puck put out of play. And with 5 minutes left in regulation, we'll take a break here on Midwest Sports Channel.
They told Columbus the world was flat. They told Einstein he was a lunatic. They told the Wright brothers man would never fly. These men didn't follow the crowd, and if they were alive today, would drink Pig's Eye Pilsner beer. Why follow the crowd and order the no-brain beers? Be your own person. Next time, enjoy one of the world's finest beers, Pig's Eye Pilsner. It's brewed in the old world style using the finest ingredients and a water source over 37,000 years old. From Minnesota Brewing Company, St. Paul, Minnesota.
Along with Tom Reed, this is Frank Lazzacco at Mariucci Arena. Hope you're enjoying what's turning out to be a nail-biter. It's a 2-2 hockey game. From the draw, here's Osmak shooting. Duluth with 6 shots in this period. I don't know if they've had one in the last 10 minutes, though. Out of the corner, it comes to Rampo, who sends it in front. Callanan bats it away. LaFleur picks it up. Out to center ice now. Checo ran into Osmak. Now the loose puck to Eric Means. LaFleur cracked up pretty good on the far side by Cicerello, but he gets the puck. And a little return pass from Checo, and then LaFleur shoots it down. From behind the net, here comes Rod Miller. Long lead for Cicerello. Taken to the wall nicely by Wasley and allows LaFleur to control, or Zwackman to control. Cicerello holds the zone, and they work it in deep. Rampo, he's wrapped up by Wasley, but they break. And Dustin plays it for Dietzick, but that fails to click. Now Rick Mrozik. Under 4 minutes left in the third period. Zwackman, checked by Caracas. And they pop it in front for Caracas. That was Caruso doing the hard work on that play. Wrapped away by Nielsen, and it bounds back out to center ice. Caracas waiting for the zone to clear. I don't know what he did, but it's offside, whatever it is. We'll face it off out at center ice with 3:30 to go. And here is our Northland Ford game summary. If you say Terrace Lenzik in this one, you've said it all. 38 saves. He's faced 40 shots. Look at these anemic power plays for both teams. Particularly the Gophers, just 1 for 8. Bianchi out. He's been out for quite a while with a partially separated shoulder. And an undefeated home record here in WCHA play is on the line for the Golden Gophers. 2-2 the score. Mrozik at center. Driving it in off Treble. Out of the corner it comes. Treble again. And they work it to McHugh. To the Duluth line, he dumps it in. Treble. All alone. Fires, and it's kicked away by Lenzik. Another well-placed shot that was headed for the corner. Mrozik now to center ice. With exactly 3 left in regulation. Callahan playing it away. McHugh got it off the glass. Mrozik holds the zone, but it's carried to center by McHugh. Backhands it in, and the Gophers will change all 5 players on the go. Fitzgerald waiting for the puck. He throws it back across. Mrozik again. Fedorenko at center. To Sitlow, and it's offside as Sitlow crossed the blue line before he caught the puck.
Well, he had the right idea as he came across that blue line, but he picked up that right foot, and so it threw him offside. But he had the speed there, and that's the one thing you've got to guard against. The Minnesota defense have got to make certain they watch what the Bulldogs are doing, and that's trying to get that puck in behind the wingers and behind the defense if possible and get that little jump on the opposition right now. Just 2:34 to go. We're tied at 2, and the possibility of overtime lingers here at Mariucci Arena on a Saturday afternoon.
Sitlow played his high school hockey at Park. Also played some with the Vulcans, who will be in action here tomorrow. And as I understand, your Gopher hockey ticket tomorrow afternoon will get you into the Vulcan game immediately after. So that's a good 2-for-1 deal.
I'll tell you, a lot of players in WCH action have come out of the USHL, the United States Hockey League, with the Vulcans leading the way with a lot of those players.
As coaches have looked for more experience and more poise, they've gone to the U.S. League to do their recruiting.
Craig Patrick of the Pittsburgh Penguins, the general manager, is here in attendance at today's game, looking at Brian Bonham, obviously from the North Stars, and I believe also Rusty Fitzgerald, who's a draft pick of the Penguins back in '91.
Out at center ice, that was Means who was pulled over as Fitzgerald fires. That didn't miss by much. That had game winner written on it. 2:10 left in regulation. Here's Dustin. Now Means. And he gets the loose puck. Blocked at the line by Fedorenko, or at least on the far wall by Fedorenko. Sitlow shovels it in deep. You can see the Dogs are turning it up already. Callahan, Dustin, blocked at the line. A shot by Durrani, and that hits traffic in front. Now Miller throws that one away. Sitlow hustles over to pick it up. 95 seconds left. The loose puck is grabbed by the Gophers. LaFleur off the wall to center ice for Nielsen, but it's taken away from him by Cicerello. Both teams changing. Cicerello drops it back. A blast goes way wide as Rampo fired from the blue line. Another shot way wide, and Nielsen tipped it to center ice. Bonin picks it up. They get it in, but no further. Corey Osmack. And Treble shoots it all the way down. There'll be an icing call here against Minnesota. That's the last thing they wanted. With exactly 1 minute to go.
And you could tell also by Treble as he made that little shot going down the ice, he hit his stick down on the ice in frustration, knowing full well that's not what I was trying to do with the puck, but just hurried a little bit too much, and that'll bring the face-off back to the Gopher zone. You mentioned, Frank, the Dogs have picked up the pace here. The last few moments of this game, they've controlled the puck better, they're getting better opportunities. Now they're starting to see, hey, we got a minute to go, guys, and overtime, anything can happen. It's a one-shot game.
So they've had only 12 on goal. They only need one more right now.
Well, it just goes to show you, don't waste your shots, you know.
That's right.
Tomorrow, maybe they'll get 70 shots on that.
And they come out there with their fourth unit, Cicerello, Osmack, and Rampo. An interesting combination with a minute left. Here's Rampo shooting, and it rolled up the side, and as Callahan turned and looked over his shoulder, I was waiting for a red light to go on.
Boy, that was
it's the last thing you want to see is your goaltender looking behind.
I know it's someplace there.
So they'll line up to do it again.
This is where you have to win faceoffs, especially in your own zone. Minnesota's been very weak in this department. Faceoffs all year long. They're just around the 50%. I think Bianchi leads with about 52 or 53% in that category, but that's something they have got to improve on and find someone who can win those draws.
Bonin wins this faceoff. He's wrapped up, ran a little interference so Zwackman could get the puck. And now Treble plays it to center ice for Larson. Last minute of play in the regulation. Larson sprawling to get it, but now it's taken away by Osmack to Cicerello at center, bringing it in with Rampo as Zwackman held him up. Then it was taken by Treble. Brian Bonin with 30 to go in regulation. Played it ahead of the line for Larson. It goes deep. Rod Aldoff from behind his own net. And that was Osmack who was submarine. Bonin. He's upended as he pulled the trigger. 13 left on the clock. Aldoff, a drop pass. Rampo. They've got Osmack in front, but Zwackman broke it up and cleared the zone. And we are headed to overtime here at Mariucci Arena. Couple of heart-stopping plays at either end.
What is going on here? I think that's what's going through his mind right now. As I look at the scoreboard, it's 2-2. We've outshot him 41-14. Same numbers on the board. They're just reversed. That's all. However, overtime is what we're going to go to here, as the Bulldogs are playing much better than we saw previously, and they know it's a one-shot game, as we talked about, and Mike Surdich right now.
Well, I don't know. He's done it twice.
Can he do it 3 times?
Of course he can do it 3 times.
OT Larson.
OT Larson. A short intermission, and we'll be right back with the overtime face-off here on Midwest Sports Channel.
Minnesotans have a special pride for their hometown team. Warner Stellian, proud to be Minnesota's #1 hometown appliance specialists.
Equipment scan showing a fracture in the duplicate housing. Could shut down production. Replace now. Human Resources, employee stress monitor on overload and bookkeeping. Give pep talk. Fleet manager, tire tread alert, left rear vehicle 3. Oh, hi, Sue.
Coffee break.
Oh, great. Thanks.
You can spend a lot of money protecting your company from risk, or you can save a lot of money by getting a Risk Control Plus review from Federated Insurance. We write it right.
In Aberdeen, visit Joel Conrad, and in Yankton, Mike Rethones.
Well, both coaches assessing their personnel, trying to decide who they want out there first and who they want out there against whom. One guy that Mike Surdich will not have to go to, at least for another 255 or so, is Chris Marinucci, who is sitting out the balance of a misconduct penalty. And he is their scorer.
Now the Gophers on the other side looking towards Dave Larson, maybe give him a little bit of a rest early on.
Sure, get him rested up to put it before he can put it in, right?
You think he's not thinking about it? I guarantee he is. If I ever would have got one, I would have thought about it.
Well, I don't know what, but something's got this crowd going, and they're on their feet. Well, I don't know what got them going. Maybe the scoreboard. But they're up, and we're into overtime. Dustin Nielsen for Minnesota. Sitlow back to get the loose puck for Duluth. And they dump it in. Put right back out at center ice. Fitzgerald popped away from him. Fedorenko. Here's Treble. Now Brink. That pass picked off by Fitzgerald. He spins and comes up ice. Lets a 60-footer go wide. And Brink has it now. Fedorenko. Deeds it cleared. Not out. Callahan making a save in traffic. Gave up a rebound and made another save on Fedorenko, who was yapping away looking for a call.
Well, he was looking also the fact that there was a quick whistle, he thought, and that's why he was making his presence felt right there. But Callan going down to drop it. The Gophers doing a very poor job of clearing the zone, and you'll watch as the shot comes from the point on the reverse angle. There's the save here, and the watch it'll go down at the same time. He's got it momentarily, but there it is, and you can see the body's taking position here as they're trying to move the players out of the way. And he just thought it was a quick whistle, but now the face-off will come to the left as we have 4:23 to go in the first overtime. And the only overtime, let's say.
Yeah, Duluth was involved in an overtime game last week. Friday night, they lost. They had a 6-3 lead in that game. Alaska Anchorage came back to rally and win in Duluth 7-6. So the Bulldogs are 0-3-1 in overtime. Minnesota's overtime record, 2 wins. A loss, that's to Lake State. And 3 ties. Now McHugh. Larson at center. And in the slot, Osmak. Shot it down. I didn't think he wants to ice it here, but he did. And they're going to go back in Duluth territory for a face-off.
Well, there's no question he did not want it down there, but Coach Mike Surdich knows, hey, we've been pretty successful in a lot of our face-offs this year, so maybe that'll be to our advantage right now, but he's got his work cut out for him as we have 3:57 to go, and Doug Wu trying to get some firepower out there as well to get some goals.
Don't forget these teams tied at 3-3 in the second game up in Duluth.
That's where they missed Bianchi too on the face-offs.
Yeah.
He's out that slight shoulder separation out of this contest, and so they miss his presence in this area.
So Dietzick is in there facing off against Cicerello. And it bounds free to Dietzick now. 5 skaters aside. He has knocked off the puck. And it's wrapped in deeper. Good play by Nielsen. Nielsen checked by Mrozek. Caruso trying to get some territory. Gets a drop pass there for Brett Larson. He works it around for Corey Osmak on the right wing boards. They've got a man floating. It's Caruso. Caruso stops, centers it. It goes all the way through as Means had his man locked up in front. That was Cicerello. Now the Gophers back. Dan Treble with Nielsen. Treble flipping it in deeper. And Mrozek gets the loose puck now. 3:12 in the overtime. Mrozek out to center, picked off by Wu. Relayed ahead to Feeblecorn. Centering it. Here's a shot. What a beautiful goal. And the Gophers win. Boy, those South St. Paul boys know how to put it in the net in overtime. Danny Wood, 3-2 Minnesota.
Oh, what a goal was it? It was the presence of his mind to hold on to that puck, as we're going to see it again, but watch some of the jubilation that takes place as the Gophers have won in overtime. Frank, you just mentioned they had 2 big victories. Now they've made 3. It's been the unsung heroes that have come through in the overtime. And Danny Woog scoring perhaps what could be its most memorable goal of his career as he puts it in the top shelf. A big victory for the Gophers as they go on to win and get 2 important points in those WCHA standings. His first goal of the season.
And career for the freshman. And you don't think Papa's happy?
You know what's interesting? I was watching the bench just prior to that when Meade took out his man in the Gopher zone, and Sturgis was looking for a penalty for interference as they were breaking down, and how quickly it comes back. Changes back into the other position, goes back in the offensive zone, and a nice little play over to him to get him the puck as well. That's a key goal that we're going to see it again.
Your first collegiate goal comes in overtime against one of your best rivals, Minnesota Duluth. Woog lifts the Gophers to a 3-2 victory. We'll bring you break of the game and play of the game. Talk about tomorrow afternoon right after this timeout.